Hi again, this is Rick Ratchford with AmazingAccuracy.com, and today is September 8th, 2012. This is a lesson video, and it's about a charting tip on drawing channels. Now what I have here is a daily chart of crude oil, and it's a naked chart, and when I say basically a naked chart, it doesn't have any indicators or anything on it, except for it has a couple of trend lines here in the form of a channel. You have your support line, which you see here on the bottom, and you have your resistance line that you see here on the top. As prices are moving within the channel, this gives us a reference point as to where to look for prices to stop moving down, and for prices as it's moving up, where it may possibly move up to, and that would be the resistance line. So you're basically getting an idea, a visual presentation here of the trend, which in this case we can see that the channel is sloped up, and you're looking at reference areas of prices that you are expecting for at least some amount of time to be trading within the two channel lines. Of course, at some point prices will start to trade outside the channel lines, as you can see is the case here in the last 3 days. And when that starts to happen, it helps to kind of get an idea as to how best to readjust your channels for the changing conditions. Now, when the market trades in a channel, it really helps, especially if you're a swing trader, because as prices come close to the bottom of the channel, you can start anticipating the possibility that prices will hit around that area and start moving up again, which would be the case here. But when prices start to break out of the channel, like in this case here, it may alert you to changes in current price direction. In other words, we may no longer be looking at price to be moving within this set pattern that we've drawn with the channel, but possibly be looking at maybe a sideways movement here or a downward movement here. So it is important to adjust your channels accordingly. Now, prior to this breakout that you see here in the last few days, where prices are closing outside of my channel here, I had decided that I was going to draw my channel in this way, and I want to show you why I made that decision, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to adjust this channel, because now things have changed and we're no longer trading inside my channel, which is what you want when you draw channels, is for price to be trading within your two lines. What you look for is your predominant swing bottoms and swing tops, and in this case here you can easily see that we have a swing bottom here, you have a swing top here, you have a bottom here, you have a top here, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, and now it's starting to move lower again, and at some point, maybe here or lower, we will get bottom. But outside, the bottom is now going to be outside the channel. We're going to need to adjust, as we will in a few moments. Okay, so when I decided to draw this, because the direction is easily seen here as moving upwards, I know I'm going to be drawing an upward channel. That means I'm going to want to select my support line first, and then whatever I do with my whichever lows that I use as my support line reference points will dictate where the top line will go. Okay, what I do is simply look for 2-bar swing bottoms. Now, what do I mean by 2-bar swing bottoms? Okay, that's something taught by W.D. Gann, and basically swing bottoms that are formed with at least 2 or more lower lows as you arrive to that low. And of course, we've got plenty of lower lows going all the way to this low here being the lowest, so that's really easy to see, followed by at least 2 higher highs, which there's 1 and then there's 2. That is a 2-bar swing bottom. And here you got 2 higher highs leading to this very high here, which would be the 3rd higher high actually in this case, followed by at least 2 lower lows, which is the case here, and then this one right here, confirming that as a swing top. So that's how you would identify real quick and roughly your swing tops and your 2-bar swing bottoms. So for example, you can see that although we've had at least 2 or more higher highs leading to this high, it was not followed by at least 2 lower lows. So this is not technically a 2-bar swing top, and you would not use that as part of your reference here. Okay, what I want to do is when I draw my lower trend line, I want to make sure that it encompasses all the price bars to be above that line. So had I chosen this swing bottom here and say this swing bottom here to draw my channel lines, and let's say that the time, we go back in time, let's say that when I drew this we were trading over here at this location. Let me just put an arrow here so you know where we are in the scheme of things. Now if I had decided to use this low and this low, for example, and let me put a line there as our bottom of the channel, okay, you can immediately see that it would not have encompassed all the bars. Okay, up to this point we got bars down here. So this would not have been a valid starting support line for our channel. So what I'm looking for is to encompass all of it, and to do that I found that I needed to use this low and this low, which as you can see encompassed all the bars above it up until 3 days ago here, which now means I need to readjust all this. Once you've figured out where your 2 anchor lines are, and let me go ahead and just erase this real quick here. Okay, once you have your 2 lines, and I'm gonna, by the way, I'm going to add my my 2-bar swing reference here, just so that it makes it easy to see the 2-bar swings. And as you can see, this one was not selected because it wasn't a 2-bar swing. Here is my low point here to here, because it encompassed all the price bars above it at the time I drew this. Okay, this was not here. All right, now I got to figure out, where do I put my top channel? Well, that's really simple to do. Is again the same rules as you want to encompass all your bars on the bottom, you want to do the same at the top. Find the highest point between your 2 reference points. So in other words, I wouldn't use, let's say if this top was here, I would not use this as my top, because of the fact that I use this as a reference and this is a reference, and the highest point between here and here is this one right here. Okay, it's not this one. Okay, even though it's nice how it encompassed, but it's not the highest point at the time that I drew this. And you want it between here and here, because those are your 2 anchor points on the bottom. So I have to look for one of these price bars between here and here. Okay, and that happens to be that bar right there, and I anchor it down. Alright, so then prices did its thing and it traded within the channel here, and I can use this to continually note that the trend is up. Once prices started to break below, as it is in the 3 days, now I'm starting to go, okay, we have something changing here. Now it doesn't necessarily mean the market's going to start going down or sideways or whatever. It could just be breaking down a little bit and then going back in here again. But I need to readjust my channel. How do we do that? Okay, the way we're going to do that here is, since we do not have a new low here that I can use. Okay, in other words, I can't go from here to here because we already broke that line. I need a new support line, but I have nothing here to use. If you'll notice, if I was to use this bottom here, I would have this, and I have the same problem. You see that here? So when you have a situation like you broke through the bottom, if you're going to break through the bottom of your channel, you're going to need to start using the tops as your reference so that you then know where to put your bottom. And in this case here, I need the 2 extremes that I can find, and that would be here to here, and extend that out. Now that I have my top reference, because we broke the bottom, so now I need to redraw the bottom based on how I redraw the top. Now I got to figure out, well, where do I put this bottom? Do I leave it here? Would that be it? Well, in actuality, now that we use this as an anchor and this as an anchor, look for your lowest point between the two anchor points, just as you looked for the highest point between your two bottom anchor points when you originally drew the upward channel. And in this case, it's going to be right here. Okay? Now, we're in a new channel here, and you can see that it's got a less dramatic slope than the previous. But I want to show you something that helps you to also notice that what I just did is valid. If you'll notice, I use this point here. Let me get rid of that. And again, I'm just going to reapply my channel here. But notice that this previous 2-bar swing bottom would have also have been on this line had I extended the line back. Matter of fact, this right here was probably in there too. Let's take a look. Close, but no cookie. Just wanted to make sure. But anyway, you have this support line here that goes all the way back to here. This validates that this is a proper angled line because you got more than one point that is hitting that line. You've got more than one point that's hitting this line. Okay, now if you recall back when I had the original channel line, let me draw that back. We picked the higher point here, as you recall. What validated that, it was very clear too that if you go back like this, you can see that there is more than one top hitting the top of the channel. This tells me that that was a valid channel anyway. So it's not necessary to do that, but it's nice to be able to go back and see if there was any previous tops and bottoms that would have respected that line. So going back to what we were doing here, let me go and reapply this. Pick the lowest part between the two anchor points, which is here, and there's my channel. Now I'm good. Now, if price continues to trade in here, that's great. If price breaks and starts closing below here, then again, of course, I'm going to redo my channels, and perhaps it would be this top and this top would be the top of it, and who knows where the bottom would be at the time. We will worry about that as prices continue to form a pattern. Okay, well, I hope that helps you to see how easy it is to just visually estimate where your channel should go. And channels are a very useful tool for giving you not only a quick visual of the trend direction the market is swinging in, but also to help you be alerted that the possibility that the market is changing direction or losing momentum. In this case here, clearly the market is losing momentum as the angle was a lot steeper, the channel was a lot steeper, and now it has lost some of that incline. Okay, thanks again for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget I have a free market forecasting newsletter at www.amazingaccuracy.com. And also take a look at the re-release of my successful book, Market Forecasting Secrets. That's a real gem to have in your arsenal if you are into looking for where future market tops and bottoms will occur. Thanks again for watching. Bye.